This is Steve and KJ. It's Steve and KJ.
Ooh, baby, what did you say?
It's Steve and KJ. Steve and KJ.
Good afternoon, grapple fans. This is Good Times with Steve. That's me, and KJ. And here
That's
he
me.
is, the man himself. How are you, Mr. KJ?
I'm doing okay. I think I've made my guinea pig very upset because I just walked in, set up my recording, and then didn't acknowledge him at all. So he's been giving me the business over in the corner.
Guinea pig cruelty. That's not what I expected when I woke up today. Guinea pig cruelty was not on my list.
It's really just guinea pig ignorance, I think, at this point. I would
Yeah.
go cruel.
I have that too because I don't have a guinea pig. So I'm delighted to be able to pick a wrestling. I put that in inverted commas. Wrestling. I'm doing the things here. Wrestling. Doing those two comma things because I wanted to pick something that was fairly recent, and I wanted to pick something that was really extraordinary. And I think I've come up with it because this is WCW Halloween Havoc 1995 Truck Sumo. Now, how did you feel, KJ, when you saw I had picked this one?
You know, because I thought that I had picked like the worst of wrestling and what the worst has to offer. And then you came back at me and you were like, no, sir, there's another hidden gem of trash that we can unearth today.
It's extraordinary. It came to my mind and I thought, what's that one where the Giant and Hogan went at it on the roof of the Cobo Arena? Yes, this is it. So, just to put you in the picture, folks, they will fight later on, apparently, in this event for the heavyweight title, for Hogan's heavyweight title. But before they do that, they will go onto the roof of the Como Arena. I can't say it without laughing. Get into monster trucks, which have been specially designed, folks, for the event. And they would try and force each other outside of a circle of cones. Now,
That's right. And it's just like, okay, because in the build up to this, the Giant ran over Hulk Hogan's motorcycle with a monster truck and was there in the monster truck, and Hogan doesn't know the concept of door handles in order to open up the door. So he's just there slapping on the door while the Giant is just like and performing his best Steve, I think, who would have been watching this at the time.
I think that Hogan he didn't expect to have to use handles because everything should just open for him, like all the doors that the WWF did, allegedly. So that's what he probably thinks. Where's Vince McMahon? Where is he? This is also part of the Taskmaster situation with Kevin Sullivan as the Taskmaster and the Giant being the son. He is the son, isn't he? Supposedly the son of Andre the Giant here.
That's
And they're
right.
trying that. Everybody knew. As soon as it happened, everybody knew. That's bush. That really is. Yeah. It's ridiculous. But he's also got Meng in there in the Taskmaster. He's got Loch Ness.
Yes.
He's got Loch Ness. He's got Big John Tenter as the shark, hasn't he? It's got gonna be a shark attack. And he's also got, and we may talk about this later, the Yeti.
Oh, yes, the lovely Yeti. The lovely Yeti that looks nothing like a Yeti. You know, for a company that was owned by Turner Broadcasting and like a movie-based company, they were very shit at design.
They really were, and they let things like this. And you know, we talked a few weeks ago, about the Chamber of Horrors. Things like this give commentators an awful lot to do, and it's Eric Bischoff, isn't it? And Bobby Heenan here, and they don't seem really bothered by it. I mean, Bobby will have a really good go later on, but on the lead up to this, with Bob Chandler talking about how he did Hulk's truck. And if you're not interested in trucks, and I'm not, then I thought, I don't really care about how many horsepower it is. And Bobby Heenan trying to say, tell us about it. Tell us what that means, Bob. You know, when you have to explain it so much, it's probably not a good thing.
No, not at all. And then the match itself, if we could now touch on this quote unquote match, is two cars that are like attached by the grill so that they don't go anywhere with each other. They're just locked in place, and all they're doing is just going in a circle. They go back and forth a little bit, like they do a vroom vroom here and a vroom vroom there. And it's
there a vroom, everywhere a vroom vroom.
But literally nothing is happening.
And you've got helicopter shot. So they put a lot of money into this. You've got Heenan saying history is being made here. Yeah, it certainly is, Bobby, but not in the way you want it to be.
Yeah, like, okay, so like the idea of something happening on the roof of an arena is cool. Like, that is a cool idea. And WCW, they came up with cool concepts a lot of the time. You know, Spring Break being in the middle of a pool, Bash at the Beach being at the beach, you know, like even the Halloween Havoc like sets. All great ideas in concept. It's just they could never execute these concepts.
No, not at all. And although Hogan looks really, every time you see him behind the wheel, because you get to see the behind the wheel, folks, you get to see behind the shoulder of the Giant, and you get to see Hogan's face. And at no point does he seem to be in any kind of peril. He's just smiling the whole time because he's enjoyed himself so much.
Yeah. And then he's getting paid just millions of dollars to just sit in a truck.
And of course he wins, but that is not the end of things, because this is the dark era of Hogan, isn't it? When he started wearing black and all of that. So immediately that he wins and forces the other truck out of the circle of cones. The Giant gets out of his truck immediately, and go on, tell us what ensues now.
Yes, so a brawl kind of happens where the Giant and Hogan are kind of just having a moment here, and they're brawling, they're booping back and forth until ultimately the Giant is on the ledge of Cobo Hall. And he's got Hulk by the trapezius, by the throat, and Hulk does like a Hulk smash. He does a Hulk up. And in doing so, knocking the arms of the Giant, who then falls off of Cobo Hall, presumably to his death.
Yes. When they go back to Heenan and Bischoff, they said, did he fall off one side or did he fall off the other? So, well, it doesn't matter. There's a car park on both sides.
Everywhere. There is no way that he does not hit concrete and die. There's no way.
Absolutely. And of course, he did it in such a lovely way, because he did it in a kind of whoa. He wasn't thrown off the top, folks. He kind of toppled over. He lost his footing and toppled over. And he is bound to be dead, as you say, which is a real surprise when in the main event, Hogan comes out. Yes, the sirens. You're quite right. We need some paramedics. We need the EMTs. But it's
We
such a
also
surprise when we get to the main event. Hogan comes out and says, "Sorry, I did this," and then out comes the Giant with not a scratch on him, folks.
Not a problem. Nothing at all. He just waltzes on out like there's not even an explanation ever as to
No.
what happened to him. Where did he land? And it's not one of those like there was a smaller ledge on top of this ledge that I landed on. Like, there's none of that.
I think we're supposed to think that he's superhuman, but really, it's just ridiculous. And just to touch on, because we're not going to talk about it, to touch on the main event, it ends with a ridiculous situation of Jimmy Hart turning against Hogan and hitting him, with a chair and all of that, and he's left lying, even though he hasn't lost his belt. But you do get the Yeti, who at one point is just scratching his nuts like an ordinary bloke.
Oh, yes. And not only that, but we get the dreaded and very homoerotic double bear hug.
He's thrusting. The Yeti is thrusting his nether regions. It's extraordinary. I've never seen anything like it at the time, and I was delighted to be able to bring it home to you, KJ. Only you.
Thank you very much. I mean, I felt very different after watching this. I felt a queasiness and an unsettled aura had descended upon my home. So I do appreciate that you brought this to me.
Thank you. And it's such a present. It's a present and a wonderful gift. And maybe next time on Good Times, folks, we can talk about a good wrestling match. Wouldn't that be a surprise? Because, don't forget, good times are now.